On average, cold calls have a 2% success rate. If you're calling 100 people and getting rejected 98 times, that is bound to be demoralizing. Pushing through those rejections and not getting caught in a negative spiral is probably the most challenging obstacle you'll overcome when making calls. Let's talk about some things you can do to help with that. Before anything else, figure out what your cold call success rate is. That is, how many calls does it take to get one successful conversion? The average is 2%, but for you it might be higher or lower. Knowing what to expect from the effort you put in will help you overcome setbacks when it comes to individual calls. Of course, that is just one thing that can help you overcome rejection. Sometimes the negativity can add up and influence how you come across to the people you're talking to, affecting your tone and your language. If you find yourself falling into a negative spiral, another thing that can help is positive self-talk. It's important to note that the worst thing that can happen is that they hang up. Sure, some people get annoyed that they're being called, and they show that annoyance. But once they hang up, that's probably the last you'll have to see of them. Once you've strengthened yourself against the rejections that will inevitably happen, you'll have to deal with the nervousness that comes with making a call, especially if it's the first time you're making cold calls. Make sure you have a detailed call script at hand to guide you during the call, or if you're also managing the cold calling campaign, to create a comprehensive call script. Try to avoid reciting your script line by line on a call if it means limiting how you express yourself to a certain way that might not be comfortable for you. At the beginning of your call, you'll want to start off on a note that builds trust and rapport with the person you're calling. In the first few seconds, answer the immediate questions on the person's mind. That is, why am I being called, and how much of my time will this take? Saying something like, I just need a couple minutes of your time, or let me quickly talk about why I'm calling, can help you give a good first impression. The tone and inflection of your voice will also have a big impact on how the call will go. Even with the right script, without a matching tone, you aren't likely to start off on a good note. 93% of cold call success is determined by the tone you use, so even with the right script, without a matching tone of voice, you aren't likely to start off on the right note. Often the right note is enthusiasm, so if you believe in what you're selling or the campaign you're calling for, then that should come across in your voice. So try to sound enthusiastic, self-assured, assumptive, but not too pushy. Once the conversation gets going, you might notice things happening in the background for the person you're calling. Maybe a dog is barking, there's traffic, a child is crying. It helps to acknowledge those things. It would seem unnatural to push through the conversation despite obvious background noise. Use it as a way to get more personal with the person you're talking to. While it is disappointing to get rejected outright, it can also hurt if you spend a lot of time on a call and get a no anyway. While that can happen, it still pays off to persist in keeping the conversation going anyway. People willing to stay on a call, even if they aren't interested in what you have to sell or promote at the moment, is a good sign. It means you're being engaging, even if they aren't interested in the substance of what you have to say. There's still a chance that they might reach out to you in the future, or refer you to people who are interested. Don't be afraid to leave a follow-up text or a voicemail. If your contact was interested in what you had to say, but they were busy at the time, that's still a good outcome. If they don't pick up at all, a voicemail ensures that you establish a minimum touch point. Since people have short attention spans, it's a good idea to keep it concise at around 10 to 14 seconds. That is a pretty short length of time, so plan ahead on how you can fit your sales or promotional pitch in it. We have plenty more resources on cold calling that you can look at, from how you can write a great script to how you can conduct yourself on a call. I've added all the links in the description, so please go check them out. Thanks for watching.